Hello friends, welcome to Squaird Plans, where creative planning and organization comes to life. I'm Stephanie, and today we're going to be doing a flip through of my catch-all daily planner. It's a horizontal layout. I'll be showing you guys how I've decorated all the spreads, as well as how I've been using them functionally, give you guys some ideas for your own planners. So, if that sounds good, let's jump in. So first off, this is going to be just the first half of the year from January to June of 2023. And in this planner, I have a bunch of different random things. It's just a cover from the Happy Planner, some rings from the Happy Planner, metal gold rings. So those are not part of any specific planner. It's just something I threw together to hold my inserts. So the first month here is January, and I've been using for the entire year of 2023 inserts from my Etsy shop. You'll see it's basically a monthly spread. There's also the month overview, which is available in my shop as well as a separate item. The horizontal planner layout, which is available in a variety of different options. And then there's one section or one planner layout at the back that isn't available in my shop currently, but will be coming to my shop in the near future. So first off, let's just quickly go through. Start off with January. So I do a seasonal bucket list every year, and for this one, I had a lot of fun. I create usually like a rounded shape insert, cut it in half, and stick it here in my monthly spreads as the season goes through. So for winter, I had this one, and I put the bucket list items I wanted to tackle, so you can kind of see how I did it. I also gave these away as freebies in case you are interested. There is a video on this. So this is how that turned out. I'm going to go ahead and pull it out for a moment so you guys can see the monthly. For the monthly, I've been using it for the first half of the year, mainly for events and appointments, things like that. I keep what TV I watched here in the sidebar, as well as the books I've read. And then sometimes I'll write in some highlights from the month as it goes through. But basically that's it. Nothing else really for this type of spread. I also like to decorate them seasonally, so you'll see all of the monthly layouts will be decorated seasonally as we go through. I'm going to go ahead and put this back. And move on to the first overview spread, which is, again, the month overview. And these will be linked down below in the description in case you want to check out any of these layouts for yourself and what's available. There are some customizations here on this layout that are not going to be on the one in my shop, just FYI. So this is how I've been using the overview layout. In the first month, I did something different. I made some tweaks later down the road, but the first month, I did a few goals here. I have the habit trackers. I also had a priorities list, so this is kind of like a monthly checklist. Down here, I think I did a little bit of a social check-in, some more social stuff, and then these are my social stats for the month. So this is how it turned out. I really love this theme, and as you can see, the themes coordinate. So I have been doing all of the monthly pages in this planner in the same theme. And then the weeklies I change out with specific themes. So here's how the first week turned out, and this one was a really fun one. I really like the bright colors. I think I was just ready for something bright and fun. It was getting a little bit winter, Christmas overload, and just wanted to change things up to start the new year right. This is how this one turned out. So here's one I did. I believe this one didn't have a plan with me, and this one was a fun one. I really liked the color scheme a lot. The winter vibes are not quite Christmas, kind of just like a winter day vibe. Oh, this one was a good one. This one I really liked the blues and the florals, and I did a little bit of mixed media and some stamping. It really turned out so cute. Briefly, I'll mention how I use my horizontal layouts in case you're new. I like to divide up each day into basically 3 sections, roughly. I'd like to have a checklist for each of the days. I also like to have a focus area or a focus box, sometimes I call it, which will be something important that I need to pay attention to for the week or for the day. I also will put a little bit of space for decor because I do like to decorate my spreads. So that's basically how all of the spreads will be formulated. There's always a space for those 3 things on each of the spreads. So that's how I tend to work, and it's been a very good system for me. I'll link above here in the cards. There's a video I have explaining a few different layouts. I think it's 10 different layouts using horizontal planners that go into that system and different designs that you can do in and around that system. So I'll link it above as well as in the description below. Here is my next spread, and I really enjoyed this one as well. Was into the single color themes at this time of the year. Really like this one a lot. Used some cardstock and some folder stickers, but just, again, was a really good one. And then this back page, like I said, is not available in my shop yet, but is coming. For the first half of the year, I used it for a memory a day keeping, so I just write in something I wanted to remember for each day. And then I also would put in some highlights, some of the bigger highlights, so that I could see at a glance what happened for the month. And this one I didn't bother decorating. This is like my first month in this system, and so I didn't decorate this, but as you'll see, I do include it in the decorating later in the year. So let's move on to February. Again, another seasonal theme for my monthly, and this one obviously was for Valentine's Day. Used some mixed media again. I was really enjoying using the mixed media early in the year, but the same content, TV watch, books read, and then events and appointments with some highlights. And here is that month overview, again, customized now for my social stats. So I added some permanent items in here, including these checklists and kind of stat trackers. I also removed the boxes and replaced it with dot grid up here at the top, and made the checklist a lot longer so that I could do a nice monthly checklist here. So this is how that one turned out, and again, themed with that same monthly vibe. Here's the first week, and this one was a coffee theme. I really enjoyed this one a lot. I think this might have been February, like brew as in coffee brew, or any kind of brew. This one was really fun, although I didn't quite like how this turned out. It was good in my mind, but then when it came together, I wasn't quite as happy with it as I wanted to be. But the rest of this was pretty great, and again, still attempting some mixed media, trying some different things, and that's been fun. This one I really didn't like at all. I was trying to, I think, do a plannable challenge, and I just did not like how this turned out. But there's some things in here that were good. Like, I really liked the blending in the sides here, kind of to help set off this glitter vellum paper, not vellum, vinyl paper that I had gotten from the Dollar Tree. And just, yeah, that was okay. The rest of it I was kind of like, meh, could be better. And here is the Valentine's Day spread. This one was a fun one. It did a nice border spread with some pink washi tape that I love. I have a blue version as well that I use all the time. So it's kind of fun to use up some of the pink and really make this a very Valentine's Day spread. Again, you can really see pretty clearly how I keep those checklists and those focus boxes on each day, no matter what, and then kind of work in the decor. Here's the next week. This one, I think I got a vintage box and just wanted to test it out and get some ideas on how to make this cute, and I really liked this one actually a lot. I've been really into the vintage this year. I got a lot of vintage style items, so I've been experimenting with different styles and layouts with those items and seeing how I can put them together in a fun way. And here's the memory of the day for February. This one you can see I did theme it out with that same Valentine's Day theme from the beginning, and I really liked this a lot. So now we're on to March, and for March, I really wanted some rainy day vibes and like early spring vibes. So I did that. Again, there's that blue washi I mentioned that I really like to use a lot in my spreads. Use that at the top for some clouds. There's some really faint raindrops that I made with a Tombow dual tip marker. That is a technique I saw from Twinkle Plans Her Day back in the day. It's always great for making raindrops. Some really pretty florals and blue tones for this month's seasonal theme. All the other stuff is, again, the same kind of content. Another matching spread. Again, the content will remain the same, so nothing really new. Just enjoying matching things up using these blue and purple tones. And then for the first week, this one was definitely like a safari style theme or something like that from the Plantable Challenge. So I had fun with this. It was for Go Wild week. And I think this was maybe like, it was wild something. I really enjoyed this one because I don't normally gravitate towards these kind of stickers. They just weren't really calling to me, but I had them in one of my Color Story sticker books and found a way to use them. And I think it really turned out awesome actually in the end. Loved the mix with this antique style map washi that I have. And this one was for Daylight Savings Time week. Again, it was another Plantable Challenge theme. Did a nice spine layout where all the decor is really centered on the spine and kept all the other stuff pretty functional. It's a nice simple layout, using up a lot of the older stickers at this point in the theme, trying to go through my old sticker books and use my stash. So this one was good. This one was for St. Patrick's Day. I don't remember if this was a theme or not, but I had a lot of fun with this too. I tend to not do so much gold, so it was nice to find a reason to bring in some gold, even though I've mentioned this before, but gold tends to be hard to read, so any like quotes and stuff, I have to be at the right angle to read it. But overall, this one was a fun one, and just got creative with some gold calligraphy ink splashes, which was great. And let's see, for this one, I recently had gotten the older Daydreamer sticker book from a D-Stash planogram was doing, so I had some fun using up some old stickers, kind of doing an old school layout, how I used to do layouts back in the early days of my planning. Just lots of color and fun and little moments to look at, so this one was good. This one was another vintage theme. I think I kind of went with the like travel vintage idea, doing the outside borders and then doing all the content in the middle. This was fun. There's some stamps and things in here, along with some washi, some various stickers and papers that I glued down. So this one was good too. Again, kind of experimenting with the vintage items. And lastly, we have the Memory a Day themed out again with that same darker floral, blue, purple tones. Not much else there, just a fun way to kind of tie it all together. Now we're into April. And in April, I have my spring bucket list. So you can see I've been using it in this like circular shape no matter what. And this one I did a nice wreath that will easily kind of sit inside of my monthly. Again, I did a freebie with this video, so you can get some free bucket list items to print at home if you want to do that. And yeah, so this one was really fun to make. I used some PET tape on this layout with the stickers. It was my first time really using it, and I loved it. So there'll be more PET tape stickers in the future. So this was the seasonal theme for my monthly. I think I just went with some like spring vibes, simple florals. Again, going back into my stash, trying to use things up. So this one was good. You can kind of see not really too much deviation from the previous ones as far as content. And here is the monthly overview. Again, somewhat simple, but it was really nice to use those older stickers. So my first weekly of April was, I want to say, some kind of brunch or fresh, no, wait. It was something like with the morning, like start your day or something like that. So I went with a brunch theme, and this one was really cute. It was nice to use some of those older food stickers I've had in my stash. Lots of gold, so it may be hard to read. Actually, I know I'm looking at it. You guys can see pretty good. Just depends on the angle. So lots of gold in this one, but it really turned out fun and fresh, and I really liked it. I felt like it felt a little bit different than what I had been doing, so I was enjoying this one a lot. Oh, here's another fresh one that I just kind of had an idea and I wanted to see if it would work, and I loved the vibe. It's really all about the color. We've got a nice rainbow of washi that I had in my stash, just using different ones in a rainbow pattern for decor. Loved that, and then sprinkled in some colored boxes to match up. Really good vibe on this. This one too was a fun one. This one was for something. It was for Earth Day week, I think, and it was maybe Get Earthy. Another one I had fun with was some mixed media kind of stuff with some splattering and some coloring here in the like dirt patches. Brown, not normally a color I would gravitate towards, but I think it worked out well in this spread. And this one, I don't think I did a plan with me on, but I decided to use up a book that I had recently picked up on clearance. I think it was Beauty and Florals. Did some nice wreaths at the top and paired it up with just some of the boxes from there and some washi. So this one turned out really nice. I actually got a lot of questions about the wreaths. These were actually, full circle wreaths that I cut in half or cut, down and then put together in this bow shape, or I don't know what you call that, but you know what I'm saying. Put it together in that shape. And then finally we have the Memory a Day page, again themed out with the monthly theme. So a little bit of a longer week because of the way that the week broke down, or the month broke down, so I had a little spot for highlights there. But another good one. So for May, I can tell I printed this on a heavier stock paper so I could really get into some of the mixed media techniques. I really like having this as an option. However, I don't know if you can see on camera, but this paper is quite a bit more yellow than my standard HP premium paper. So I haven't done that again just because the yellow is kind of bothering me. Also, the writing is a little bit different than on this really smooth paper. It's got a little bit of a texture to it. But overall, it was good to be in. It was just, I'll probably pull it out again soon. Anyway, for this, because I had this paper, I wanted to try some more like watercolor, water-heavy mixed media ideas. So here I tried some watercolor with some brush pens to add a bit of color into the corners and do my birthday spread. So this is how it turned out. Again, just kind of using up some older stickers and trying to tie it all together with this softer pastel theme. And here is how the month overview turned out. I did notice that the cupcake stickers were not sticking as well to the areas where I'd used the watercolor, so I don't know if that is something with the paper or what, but that was a little bit of something I didn't realize would happen. But they stuck down fine. It's just like I can see that they're not fully adhered to the page. And here is the first week. I mentioned this in my last video, I never fixed it. Tuck in there. I think that's how it was, and then somehow it got untucked. So this was for the Fresh and Clean Plantable Challenge theme. I put it right on there so I wouldn't forget what it was. I did some watercolor bubbles in the background, and I don't know if you guys can really see it, but they're really light, but they add a lot of dimension to it. Anyway, So I did that, added some icons on the side, and that turned out pretty cute. Something different, something fun. I actually cut this out of cardstock, drew it, cut it out, and put it here on the spine, and then made the bubbles. So this was fun. Here's another one where I got really creative with the colors and the watercolor idea, using it with stamps and just straight on watercolor onto the page. Really turned out lovely. And the blues were really vibrant, so it was a good one. Yeah, I think I used the cyanotype sticker book mostly for this, and just some watercolor and other stamping techniques. And again, just really like this one a lot. And here's my birthday spread. This one, I actually printed some stickers from Canva. I actually, went on there and made a sticker sheet and then cut it out, because I was really low on birthday stickers from, years past. This was really fun. I mentioned this in a previous video. This yellow-orange tone looks much more brown in real life than it does on screen. On screen, it looks really vibrant yellow. So just an FYI on that. I know it looks a little bit clashy when you look at it on screen, but it is a little bit more subdued than you're seeing there. And I thought it was a good fit for the color scheme. It was one of the closest colors I had to the brown. So I went ahead and pulled that in. Again, just trying some more watercolor because I had this fun paper to work with all month, and really just like that, add a bit of color. This one was just a fun gold May floral theme. Again, trying to use up those older stickers that I like, but don't tend to use that much. I think it turned out pretty good. I wish the color scheme was a little bit more limited. I feel like the colors of the florals made it hard to limit the color scheme, but I did like the techniques I used, and it was fun. And a very good example of like how you could use the 4 colors and still make your spreads very functional. And finally, we have the monthly themed out Memory Day page. Again, same type of thing with the watercolor and the birthday stickers. So lastly, we have the June month. And I went back to my standard paper for this. I really, really loved how the monthly theme turned out for this month. It's one of my favorites, maybe of all time. And it just came together so randomly, but I love it. I used some individual stickers to create a lei here. Just loved that. And the vintage map washi together just was a really great combo. So again, theme this out. You'll see the same theme here on the monthly overview. And now we're on to the first week, which was this, I think, Pretty in Pink Plantable Challenge theme. So I went all out with all these pink watercolor florals I had been hoarding for many years. Decided to use some up, and I think this one turned out good. It was a little bit bright, but I think I helped tone it down with the darker black elements to make it a little less pink. This one was another fun one that I really enjoyed for the month. I actually made this watercolor paper. I just grabbed some of that same paper I used in the previous month and did some watercolor kind of brush strokes on it. Made that paper, layered it with some other cardstock, and added some stickers, and that was it. So this was a really good one. Again, got my checklist in there, so it's still functional, but really fun one to look at. This one was for summer mixtape. Again, another Plantable Challenge theme. Liked this one a lot. Limiting the color scheme really helped, I feel, to make this very enjoyable to be in. I actually made these stickers with my foam memo printer, just printed them out from the internet, and the rest were all older Happy Planner stickers, and I called it a day. So this one was really fun. This one here too, I did another vintage theme, this time with like a lighter botanical version of the vintage. This one turned out pretty good as well. I did kind of like a mid-page column theme, and that worked. I'm always looking for creative ways to use these vintage items, so this was another attempt at that. And then finally we have the last spread, which was for Travel Bug, the final Plantable Challenge theme, Sad Face. It was a really good one again to be in. I had nowhere to go. I have no plans to travel. So it was merely for enjoyment, just to look at. And I really had fun with this. I actually layered some Girl Boss Anna, now called Narrative Hues, stickers to create like a rainbow effect with these travel stickers I got, and just really enjoyed this color scheme and the travel vibes. And here's that last page of the month, the Memory a Day page with those Hawaii vibes. Okay, you guys, so that is it. I thought you might enjoy seeing all of the spreads together at once. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below. Also, too, go ahead and leave me a comment if you'd like to get in touch. And think about subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, if you'd like to see more of my videos. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And we will see you next time. Bye!